chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls. Look how far you've come from the days of when the narcissist left you in pain. Alright? There's a huge misconception. Alright, I understand that sometimes people label empaths and authentic souls as sensitive and things like that, but you're able to, not like you're a dumping ground and people but you're able to tolerate a lot of struggle. Alright? And not only with the struggle, you're able to turn it around and extract meaning from it. Alright? And it's two different worlds. And that world that you was in when you was in the dark place, when you saw no hope, where you saw no light, and where you are now, it's just two completely different worlds. So what I would say is, to those that maybe aren't there yet, is you are going to make it through this. Okay? There's a path that emerges. All right, this is you was on the highway or the motorway, and there was a slip road, and you got off that route that you was heading down with the narcissist, which led you to a new direction. This is what it's about. You've come such a long way. I don't want any of you to underestimate how far you've actually come. You see, because you're able to withstand the trauma that you went through. I'm not saying it doesn't take effect. I'm not saying it doesn't take a toll. But because you're able to withstand what you went through, all right, and no soul's given a greater burden and it has set strength to bear. I've heard this. I don't know if, whether you want to take that as mythology or fact. It's something you can extract, okay? So you were able to, and what I mean by that is you're not able to take, each soul is given a divine test, okay? Or path, or life, or however you want to call it. And you've made it through this. And I promise you come such a long way from those dark days. And there is a turning point, all of you that have made it to the other side, this is the rebuilding. All right, you get rebuilt, you become a new version, you ascend, you develop. Do other people see it? Not straight away. Not straight away. They won't see it because a lot of it, God or the universe keeps you hidden. Okay? Keeps you hidden. Alright, and a lot of your growth happens beyond their comprehension. There's growth that happens in this rebuilding that's beyond the comprehension of the common man. Alright? There's layers to this. It's not just you always hear me say, oh, you've written a book, or you've got a new job, or you've started a business. This is different type of growth. This is literal healing of the mind, heart, and soul, ascending into a new version of yourself. And you kind of can look back at yourself. For those that aren't, that's where you're gonna be. You're gonna look back at that place you're at now, and you're gonna say, you're not gonna be annoyed about it, but you're gonna be if I had this knowledge, right? Had I had this knowledge then, it would have been but it works out this way. All right, trust the process. It works out this way. All right, you don't get frustrated about it, but you know that you've come so far, and that you was asleep in that state you was in. And that's why I always try and encourage those of you that are in the depths of despair, and those that have made it through can vouch for this. You're conditioned and comfortable in a situation with the narcissist, even though it's very dysfunctional, you are conditioned. So when you emerge out of it, and it's not only just romantic relationships, it can be any type of narcissist, friend, boss, colleagues, associates. When you emerge out of it, you can feel like you've lost everything. All right. For example, if some of you were fired, or some of you were sacked from a job, you can feel like you've lost everything, not knowing that this is leading you to a better path. You see, honestly, many things come in the form in life of negative. Well, that's how they appear on the surface. And those around you be like, oh, poor empath, They've had an incredible struggle in life, not realizing that you've advanced and ascended and grown in knowledge that's preparing you for a better life, that's giving you a better life, that's giving you vigilance and discernment for this life. All right, and it's life lessons that are worth more than any money. All right, any money, these life lessons that you go through, and it's something to focus on. All right, you have all come so far. Okay, even those of you that are at the beginning of your journey, you will come so far, I tell you, but you've already made great progress from the moment that you're out of the relationship and you're starting to go through that emotional factor, feeling lonely, feeling like incomplete, feeling that you've lost everything. Those sorts of feelings. This is the beginning of your healing. All right, your brain's, fine tuning and eradicating thoughts and, leading you down, like God or the universe is leading you down the right path. And obviously the brain is an organ. All right, the brain can get sick. People don't understand this. People always act like the brain can get sick. The brain cannot, it withstands trauma. Like it deals with things in sometimes erratic ways. Okay, so, but it's part of the process, and you just become so complete from this experience. And I tell you, many people won't understand the life of a chosen one and how the chosen one can go through struggles. This is what it gets to when you emerge brighter, when you're in your glow up. And everyone won't understand how you made it through these situations, not even the narcissists. They won't understand how you've made it through these situations. But even toxic people around you, old friends, family, whoever, right? Or other narcissists, or whoever, other friend narcissist or toxic individual narcissist, whatever, they will not understand how far you've come. All right? Especially, and that's something that you learn, don't even, you'll learn that not to, you just show it with your actions. You see, you'll show it with your actions. People will just see how you've transformed. You don't need to tell them. They'll just see it in your nature, right? But they won't understand. That's what I was meaning in the earlier segment. They won't fully understand how far you've really come, okay? Because it's beyond their comprehension, the growth that you've had. But they will see that you're still standing, that you've got an incredible strength. They will see these things, but they won't understand how much you've advanced in your mind and in your knowledge and in your vision in seeing these parasites in the world. All right? So really embrace how far you've come. It is the rebuilding. That is what occurs with the pain that you go through. It's a rebuilding. It's the rebuilding. All right? People always talk about the healing journey. The healing journey is the rebuilding. All right? You go on the healing and you rebuild and level up. It's combined. The healing takes place in the heart, mind, and soul, but you also level up and rebuild in other areas. All right? So, and you know that. Those of you that have done it, you know that. All right? You know that. But what I would say, all right, I hear it all the time. Many people find someone new in romantic relationships or friends or whatever, they go back to sleep. And that's why I want to, I want you to keep something instilled in you to keep this awareness. Okay, to keep this awareness about the narcissist. All right? Because I'm going to say something, right? If you're still thinking about these narcissists, like, say it's been a short period of time and you're still thinking about these narcissists, but you're affiliated with new friends or you're in a new relationship or you're new this, and you're still very much so thinking about the narcissist, this is making you like incomplete with this person. And if this person is genuine and authentic, you need to be at your best version of yourself. So you really have to stop thinking. You will stop thinking, but that's why I always vouch for, which I cover in the Lone Wolf series, but the longer you spend time alone after these relationships or friendships or whatever, the longer time you spend leveling up, the more powerful, the more, the more, the better version you become to be there. Because what you have to embrace is with the toxic narcissist, okay? And that's why sometimes healing can take time. With the toxic narcissist, there is trauma left over. You've left the impression on a narcissist. They're going to go through their whole, drama because they can't replace the supply and things like this, right? And this happens in any type of narcissistic relationship when they encounter a chosen one. They're going to go through that where they can't find someone of your level. But just like they're thinking about you, I don't want you in a place where you're thinking about them. I want you in a place for the best for you is where you're on the lookout for other narcissists. You're not becoming obsessed labeling everyone a narcissist, but you're identifying toxic qualities, toxic people, and you're seeing this. And that's why I will say, which you should check out the Lone Wolf series if that interests you. The further along that you go, you become more powerful. You see, like the longer you spend time alone, say it's a romantic relationship, the longer period of time you spend alone single, I believe, it's my theory, you become a better version. Okay, it's nothing worse than being in a romantic relationship, thinking about the narcissist, and you're with someone new, and that person is decent. Even I'm not saying the new person that you're with is toxic or anything like that. It can be that, but even if they're decent, it's not right. And it's not right you thinking about the narcissist, okay? You need to get to a place when you're on the look. You need to be looking at them, at this new person. Are they a narcissist? Are you going back to sleep? Are they putting you back to sleep? Are they doing this stuff? That's what you need to be looking for, all right? Some people I've spoken to have found relationships quickly. They have worked out perfectly fine. I hope you're still here in the video. Many people that I've spoken to have found things and they've moved on quickly and they found good things. But there's also a lot of people that have ran into narcissists and toxic individuals. And that's why I'd say take your time. There's been people that have gone into new relationships and they're with a decent person, but they're still traumatized from the narcissist. You can never be your best version. You're not having time to level up, all right? But I covered that in the Lone Wolf series. I just wanted to add that in here because it's part of the rebuilding that I strongly encourage from, which is kind of many friends would tell you, like, oh, get back out there, hang around with other friends, being in a romantic relationship is not something I strongly advise to do. All right, many people I've seen have channeled their energy into their work, into their craft, into their life, into leveling up, into their healing, into these things, and you come such a long way that I see this is the best route, okay, to take. It is the best route to take. So anyway, thanks for listening today. I really appreciate the support. Please book a session if you'd like to. You may donate or support to the channel if you want to. Check out the spiritual channel for more content. My podcast is now on Spotify. All links you need are in the description box below. If you would like access to over 100 exclusive videos, daily uploads and custom video requests, join my membership program at zionmembership.com. Links also in the description box below. There's a 3-day free trial and you can cancel at any time. All content is made by me with no ties to any organisation or university. Your support truly keeps us going. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.